Hello, this is still Dr. Becky Berg, your interim superintendent. Thanks to employees, faculty, staff, friends, board, and whoever else is able to join us today. I wanted to start out with some technical difficulties because I wanted you to know I feel you. As far as, oh, you're on mute, might have been the biggest word we've used in the past 16 months. And I can't see you, I can't hear you. So a little bit like a seance, as we've seen from Facebook. So I have just some celebrations to share with you. And I will tell you that we have Craig Tredenik does everything here. He dishes out ice cream. He enrolls students. He dresses up as Foddy the Falcon, and he's also going to help me screen share because it looks like I'm disabled in screen sharing right now, Craig. And all right, while we work out the screen sharing, hold on, he is here.
Should bring my computer.
I live to be an example so that you feel better about your own technical abilities. Hold on, Foddy is getting his computer.
Well, today's my last day, isn't it?
Dr. Omima says she loves you, that she loves Foddy.
Sorry, all.
Now do I launch?
There you go.
There you go. And we're back. Hopefully you can hear me now. I can't see you, so you can roll your eyes. You can drink your beverage of choice. You can pet your dog, whatever you like. So hopefully you can hear me. Amanda, you have raised your hand. And how about two participants have raised your hand? How about you go ahead and put it in your message so I can see you. Thank you. If you go ahead and put it in the chat, I can see you. Raised in air. Yep, those. Okay. Hopefully we're all good. Thank you for your support, team. Here we are. We're still Closing Cafe 2021 for the American School of Dubai. And what a year it has been. As I said on the announcements today, when we went to ice cream at around 1:30, congratulations on one heck of a year that has felt like about 10 years when you consider COVID. First of all, I'd like to start with some thank yous. Thank you to our Board of Trustees who do so much behind the scenes to support our efforts. And I know personally what they go through because actually my dad was a member of the Board of Trustees or Board of Directors of our local public school district. And although I didn't remember a lot of the details, I vividly remember stories of the very good, the bad, and even sometimes the ugly. In just trying to serve his community. It's such an important job, and sometimes like ours, it can be a bit thankless. So we offer our sincere thank you to our Board of Trustees, especially during these rocky times during the pandemic. When the answers weren't clear, we looked to them for stability, and many of our constituents looked to them for answers. So it's a really tough position to be in anyway, let alone during a pandemic. So thank you to the board. Thank you to Rashad Sinocrat, our chair, to Nikki Dariani, our vice chair, to Lucy Chow, Kent Cooper, Jane Elliott, Christine Lawson, and Joe Labrato. And now we have a few words from our chair, Rashad.
Good afternoon, teachers, staff, and administrators. I would have loved to have my first address to you in person, but hopefully we get to do this next school year. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the ASD community, I would like to thank each one of you for the outstanding work you have done throughout the school year. Good afternoon, teachers, staff, and administrators. I would have loved to have my first address to you in person, but hopefully we get to do this next school year. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the ASD, Good afternoon, teachers, staff, and administrators. I would have loved to have my first address to you in person, but hopefully we get to do this next school year. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the ASD community, I would like to thank each one of you for the outstanding work you have done throughout the school year. Needless to say, it has been extraordinarily challenging and different and difficult. But yet, you have found a way to deliver an outstanding educational program and a learning experience for our kids and shepherd them all the way to the finish line in an exemplary fashion. For all of that, we are so indebted to you. There must have been days where it was really difficult and you thought, how can we do this? Everything is changing on a daily basis. But that really never showed. And you stood together, and again, you really focused on the students, and the end result is outstanding. And I say this from my own experience with my son, with the other friends and their children. They are all blown away by not only the educational experience and academic development of their children, but also the character building, the critical thinking skills, and the life skills that they have gained throughout this year. This could not have happened but for your relentless work, dedication, and passion. We never say thank you enough, so thank you. We're a wonderful community school, but we all know that the cornerstone are our teachers. We all come because of what you do, and you adapt every day, and you provide techniques and strategies that work, whether it was distant learning, face-to-face, hybrid, focusing at the end of at the end on the students and making the best for them. Thank you. For the administrators and the support staff, thank you for creating an ecosystem that allowed this school to remain open throughout the year in a safe environment, and for providing all the ingredients that made this possible. Special thanks goes to Paul and Becky for their leadership. It has been extraordinarily straining on everybody, but through times of challenge is where growth happens. And for that, we are indebted to you. For those who are leaving us this year, thank you for having ASD part of your journey. You are always welcome to come back, and you will always remain Falcon ambassadors. I hope many of you will get the chance to go back home and visit with loved ones and get some time to relax. For those who are unable to travel, please try to take some rest, and my home is always open for you. Again, on behalf of the parents and the Board of Trustees, we are very grateful for you and fortunate to have you. I wish you a wonderful summer. Please keep safe and take care of yourselves. And thank you again. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Rashad. And I know, and in getting to know Rashad over this year and even last year, those words definitely come from the heart. The next group we need to thank are our crazy kids. They are amazing. I loved this photo of some of them playing on the equipment. They're not on the call right now, of course, but they need a shout out from us because they are the reason we bring our best selves to work. Whether we meet them online, whether we meet them in person, they bring such joy to our lives, usually. They keep us young and give us so much hope for the future. So to our students, our hats off. Thank you to our faculty and staff. That is you. On behalf of the entire team of administrators, and on behalf of our students, our board of trustees, and our parents, we cannot thank you enough for shining during these most difficult of times. I am taking a class right now from our global online academy with leaders from all over the world in independent and private schools. And it's amazing how similar our situations are. Our sleepless nights, our creativity, our dragging ourselves back for one more day when the landscape is unclear. So you're not in it alone, and we stand in awe of our teachers and our employees. And I must say that you're not the only ones that got a thank you today. I got a thank you from Ms. Helga's class, and I'd like to read it to you very briefly. Dear Dr. Berg, thank you for running this school. What are you doing this summer? Are you traveling? If you are, where? I hope you get to keep your job. Love, LHC, Laura Helga's class. I hope so too, students. Thanks for the good wishes. I have a few reflections on our year this year, as I'm sure you have many as well. I won't drag this on too long, but I think we need to capture some of our learning and our reflections and make that part of our narrative as we go forward as a school community. First, constant change. Soft starts, 80%, 20%, 50%, 50%. Oops, fourth grade needs to go home and online for 10 days. Oops, we need to rework the elementary school schedule because although it worked, there are some fine tuning we can do to it. Are all of my second block high school students at ASD and online now, or where are they? When is graduation again? I mean, where is it? Has our graduation application even been approved? Oh yes, 2 days before the event. We're all good. Definitely constant change has been a constant for us this year. Also, this has been quite a year of emotions. At times, I don't know about you, but I haven't known whether to laugh or to cry or to perhaps do both at the same time. Despite our situation, I have noticed a lot of laughter this year. It might be us losing our minds, but more often than not, it's people showing care and concern for each other, finding the little joys in teaching, in being an IA, in being a guard at the front, in being a helper around the school. We have been able to find the little joys and in so build some community with each other. I think we've learned to enjoy each other more and grow even closer. We've discovered something else. Now, this is written about teachers, but I firmly believe it applies to each and every one of us who crosses the threshold into ASD every day. And this is borrowed from the National Education Association, the prominent teachers union in the United States. So this is that educators are superheroes. And I have 10 reasons that we know that. 1, you inspire others to want to be an educator, no matter your role. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves. 2, you let children learn about themselves. They learn how to learn, they learn how to fall down, dust themselves off, get back up, make friends, solve friendships issues, and discover the wonderful world of learning. You know in your heart that this is what you were meant to do, and this is where you were meant to do it. What a blessing for a career. Your students accept you for who you are. My middle school students were brutally honest with me about whether they liked my lessons or not, or the class activities or not, and even some advice in my personal life, however unsolicited, but they accepted me for who I am. And that is a beautiful part of being in a classroom. Your students trust you. They come to school open and trusting. What an honor that the next generation trusts us with their precious time, that our parents trust us with their most precious cargo. You encourage every single day. I see encouragement of each other and of our students by every job category, whether you're core cabinet, a board member, you work facilities, you work at Subway, you're a teacher, you're an IA, you're a principal of a division. And I'm sure I've left some job categories out. But I see so much encouragement on a daily basis, even when maybe personally we don't feel that encouraged or buoyant for the day. You touch the lives of hundreds of students, either a year or over the year, sometimes thousands, depending on how long you served. You really do affect our future as a community and as a world, and that can't be understated. You celebrate the small moments, the little things, the little discoveries. A while back, I was walking through and some, I think they were cave tours, were painting with water. And they painted my hand and they painted the wall. And then I saw them playing with dinosaurs, and I just was able to kind of super focus on the joy of that moment. And I see you doing that constantly as staff members and employees of ASD. You stay positive when negativity is much easier. I'm not saying the expectation is that we're positive 24/7, because we all are human, but we definitely make a choice to focus on the positive, and that success breeds success, that uplift breeds uplift amongst each other. So thank you for that. And finally, you stick it out through hard times. If anything, you are not quitters. We are not quitters as people in the education field. We have proven that. We're not quitters. We're positive. We celebrate the little things. And above all, we're superheroes. You may be wondering what the next steps are for our journey together. And I wish I could tell you exactly what they are. What I can tell you is this summer, hopefully, will be dramatically different than last summer, where we can actually rest and renew. Even those of us who got away a little bit last summer, were still anxious, at least I was, about what school was going to look like. Would I be able to perform at the levels that I'm used to performing with new regulations? Do I know how to have a blended meeting between online and offline, let alone a classroom of 6 classes or 4 classes a day, or in the elementary school of 7 or 8 subjects a day? Do I know how to do that in uncharted water? This summer, there's, knock on wood, but there's not much that can be thrown at us that we haven't practiced this year. So hopefully that'll let us be able to read some beach novels, listen to some relaxing music, and connect with our family and friends and forget about life for a while. We will receive, likely, some new KHDA and DHA regulations. Last year, we received them in July, and that kind of rocked our boat, to say the least. This year, whether we receive them in July or early August, we'll be ready. Again, we won't promise perfection, but we will promise our best selves, and we will promise the best education possible for each and every student at ASD. We will plan and we will prep always. I don't need to tell any of you that, whether it's prepping the facilities, whether it's planning the finances, whether it's planning for our classrooms and our small groups and our differentiation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We will be ready when our doors open for the fall. And I know people think I'm corny, but we will be prepared to change lives. We're in the business of making the world a better place and of changing lives, whether in big steps or grand moves. So I can't wait for us to reconvene in the fall. Right now, I'd love to, it shows 10 minutes. It probably won't take that long, but I'd like you to take some time in the chat feature. And I know some of you have discovered that. Well, we've all discovered the chat feature. Please go to it, click on a name or just add a name, and please share a positive note. You can make it public or you can make it private, but let's spend a few moments in gratitude. Go ahead and begin. All right, we'll leave that chat open if you had any more to add. That was delightful, delightful to watch. All right, now it's time for more recognition and appreciation. And we will start with years of service recognition. We recognize in 5-year increments for service with some notable exceptions sometimes. So you'll see some of those this year. I won't announce each name, but we will recognize each group. So to start, our first-year Falcons. Oh.
My hands on myself. Pick out dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Yes, my little baby girl is in need. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Got another mouth to feed. Leave it with the babies till the mama call a grave digger. Gone with the fallen leaves. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might have had your fill, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, I feel it still. We could fight a war for peace. Give in to that easy living, goodbye to my hopes and dreams. Stop flipping for my enemies. We could wait until the walls come down. It's time to give a little to the kids in the middle. Oh, till it falls, won't bother me. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. Yeah, your lovers and a bitch for my heart to eclipse now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Might have had your fill, but I feel it still.
Boy, that's bittersweet to watch that, isn't it? You will be so missed for our forever Falcons. And now we have just a thank you to those who stepped up to fill new duties or unanticipated roles. Thank you to the ASD faculty and staff who created a new school basically in August. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who ate lunches with your students most of the time this year, who missed your bathroom breaks in order to supervise, and who measured 1.5 or 2.0 meters even in your sleep. And finally, thank you to those of you who wore your masks in your cars, despite the public ridicule, simply so that you were ready for action the moment you hit the ground here at ASD. Your work has not gone unnoticed. Now we get to our years of service recognition. And again, this is in 5-year increments with some notable notations at the end. So first of all, look at our first year group. You did it. Some of you, it may not be your first year here. It may be a repeat year. Some of you will be leaving, some of you will be staying, but you sure gave us the shot in the arm and the boost of energy that we needed after a long slog last spring. Here's our 5-year friends at ASD. I bet it has flown by. The days can be long, but the years are short. Here's our 10-year group. Some familiar faces. "15 years at ASD. And farewell to our Falcon leaders. As Christy Ksenich from the elementary school heads to Spain. I think we're all going to visit you, Christy. And as Ron heads to Mexico, consider yourself warned, Ron. Both of you have been great leaders and beacons of positivity during all of this craziness. Departing with notable contributions. How can you talk about people who are leaving without talking about Phil and Anne? I've been watching you for 2 years, but also really recently watching you as positive and as engaged with kids and with each other, with your colleagues, just a bright light. Both of you will be so missed. We wish you nothing but the best for your futures. Now we have the Uplift Award. I have to tell you, awards have been debatable my entire career. We've gone through seasons in education where we awarded many people, and this affected kids too sometimes. We'd have employee awards, we'd have student awards, all kinds of notable mentions for people that have gone over and above. The downside of that was always debated. All of the other people that gave their everything, all of the other students who didn't win the spelling bee, all of our colleagues, and we know it takes all of us to make ASD or any school, so how can you pick one? Then in seasons in my career, we didn't pick one. We didn't pick a student to stand out or a staff member to stand out because of those concerns. And so we kind of swung the other way, where no one's looking for an award, but it sure is nice when someone notices that you've gone over and above. So I very well know that there's many sides to this debate. And so if you're excited about this part, I am too, because the years of no awards were kind of bleak. I remember that as I believe the 80s. Or early 90s. So we have awards here. This is the 4th year for the Uplift Award. And this is awarded to the person or people who make an unfailing positive influence to ASD's climate each and every day. And that's above and beyond their normal duties. I would like to show you this award. As you know, this hangs right outside the superintendent's office, and it is engraved this year with 4 more names. Thank you to those who nominated someone. We had 72 nominations this year. That says something about us looking out for each other and noticing when someone adds a little spark to our work. So without much further ado, I'd like to reveal the winners of or the awardees of our Uplift Award this year. They are Sam. We hardly recognize you without that amazing smile in this picture. For Sam, I'd like to read all of these colleagues, just a few words from their nominators. Sam is a beacon of positivity. Whether he was our security at the parking entrance gate, when he saw me hit the parking entrance with my car, or in his new roles in facilities, he is always happy energetic, and makes the time to connect with those around him. He respects every member of the community, from the smallest of children to the biggest of adults. Sam always has a smile on his face, is willing to say yes to just about anything, took on a new role of delivering lunches to kids, probably not what he signed up for, and in general, just a positive force across the entire ASD community. Finally, Mr. Samuel can often be found doing so many miscellaneous items around the school, namely delivering waters, supporting students in bringing food. He can always be found smiling cheerily and displays all of the ASD core values since being welcomed to the ASD staff. So Mr. Sam, congratulations in being one of our Uplift Award winners. Mohammed, all right. Mohammed is an Uplift Award winner, and he is an IA in our science department at the high school right now. He's also served in aftercare and lots of duties around schools. So Miran, Mohammed, a little bit about you. So Miran is the foundation of our team. Nothing is too much trouble. He adjusts to our teaching requirements. He cares deeply about the students and teachers in this school. When he was admitted to the hospital, he was more concerned about the labs that were due than about his own health. He is incredibly humble, and I've never heard him complain. Miran has been a lifesaver for high school science teachers, especially this year. Because of the current pandemic situation, other science teachers and I had to make last-minute changes in the pre-planned labs to avoid the crowd and maintain physical distance. He always helped us run the lab smoothly, even when we have last-minute requests. In this way, he consistently demonstrated the ASD core values of respect and compassion in the truest sense. And finally, we had 3 new science teachers this year, an expanded AP Science Lab program, and the additional challenge of trying to run science labs with a blended learning model, sometimes overnight. Miran's flexibility, positivity, work ethic, and core values made all of this possible. Emily. All right. Emily is the grade 9 team lead. She has gone above and beyond in her efforts to support her team, listens to their needs, listens to the needs of students, and was always available to assist with help in leading workshops or covering people's advisories, which sometimes ended up almost every day. The grade 9 group this year is very exciting. The students, I'm assuming, social and energetic, which is great to have, but during our current time and with our current restrictions, it can sometimes be challenging. She's done an amazing job working with the team and truly deserves to be recognized as a teacher who emulates the core values of ASD on a daily basis. Emily has been a resilient and fearless leader in 9th grade advisory. She goes above and beyond for students and teachers with a smile and compassion. And finally, she made me feel welcome and valued. She is great at her job and works hard to be visible. She is both experienced and seems to really love children. Even 9th graders, they say, Emily. And finally, Viraj, who also isn't smiling in his picture and who's smiling most of the time. Viraj is always willing to help, even if the problem is simple. He never makes you feel like an inconvenience, even though he was so busy. He always has a smile on his face. Viraj is one of the hardest workers at this school. He always is willing to help others, and he saves the day all of the time. He is awesome. Viraj works in the IT department and is always smiling and positive. He goes above and beyond when it comes to helping people. He is so kind and respectful and totally deserves recognition for his hard work. So congratulations to our 2021 Uplift Award winners, to Sam, Miran, Emily, and Viraj. You help make us who we are here at ASD. This year we have a new award, and it may just be a one-year award. We are starting the Superintendent's Core Values Award. Again, this could be a one-year wonder, so I won't make any promises about the future, but we did have some people that really needed to be recognized in a way that somehow shows our deep appreciation and knowledge of what they've been through this year. I'd like to show you the award that will hang near our other award. Okay, that was fun to watch. Again, Superintendent's Core Values Award. This will hang with our other awards near the superintendent's office. And this year, I don't think I need to explain why this group of people received the Core Values Award. Just like the photo, they did everything they could to keep our school open, to keep us safe, to keep parents in the loop, to work with KHDA and DHA, and to really protect us in immeasurable ways from a much worse future than we had being in person for so much at school. So the first ever Superintendent's Core Values Award goes to, I bet you can guess. Join me in congratulating our healthcare team, please. Molly Browning, Shirley Claveria, Julie DeLacy, Maria Miller, Mary Bell Ramos, Lori Riordan, and of course, Dr. Omaima. We couldn't have done it without you. You kept us open, you kept us safe, and for that, we deeply appreciate your work. Okay, we're coming to the end of this meeting. Again, I apologize for the clunkiness at the beginning, but like I said, I wanted to really model what online learning can be like if you don't know what you're doing. I have seen this a couple times, but every time I see it, I notice something new. So I want to play this for you, and then I will play a closing slide with a few comments. And the people stayed home.
And the people stayed home, and read books, and listened, and rested, and exercised, and made art, and played games, and learned new ways of being, were still, and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows. And the people began to think differently. And the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed, and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses, and made new choices, and dreamed new images, and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. A poem by Kitty O'Meara.
As you likely know, Kitty O'Meara is a retired teacher. So she obviously is keeping the spirit of giving and paying it forward. Before I play this last slide, I just wanted to mention that you have been bigger than just an individual. You've been part of a bigger cause, in a bigger team, and bigger than yourself. Thank you. Enjoy this next piece showcasing our kids with some beautiful music of hope, and leave for summer as you wish. It's been my honor and pleasure to lead this fine organization over the past 3 months. Blessings to each of you. Vaya con Dios, and hashtag ASD together. Enjoy this last slide.
I like the dark and I think to myself.